The Daily Stoic, who gets the lion's share? Aren't you ashamed to reserve for yourself only the remnants of your life and to dedicate to wisdom only that time can't be directed to business? In one of Seneca on the brevity of life. In one of his letters, Seneca tells a story about Alexander the Great. Apparently, as Alexander was conquering the world, certain countries would offer him pieces of their territory in hopes that he'd leave them alone in exchange. Alexander would tell them, writes Seneca, that he hadn't come all the way to Asia to accept whatever they would give him, but instead they were going to have to accept whatever he chose to leave them. Savage. See, Alexander the Great, people worship, he sounded like he was savage and is divisive. Conquering is always going to be a divisive thing. So, according to Seneca, we should treat philosophy the same way in our lives. Philosophy shouldn't have to accept what time or energy is left over from other occupations, but instead we should graciously make time for those other pursuits only once our study is finished. If real self-improvement is what we're after, why do we leave our reading until those few minutes before we shut off the lights and go to bed? Why do we block off 8 to 10 hours in the middle of the day to be at the office or to go to meetings, but block out no time for thinking about big questions? The average person somehow manages to squeeze in 28 hours of television per week. God damn. 28 hours of TV per week, 7 days, so that's 4 hours of TV. God damn. But ask them if they had time to study philosophy, and they will probably tell you they're too busy. 28 hours a week, and you don't spend an hour of reading a week, you're doing your mind a disservice, no matter who you are. And I watch TV. I'm a proponent of the arts. You know what I'm saying? So, I watch TV. I like TV. I grew up on TV. I'm sure I've watched much more TV than which I've read. But coming to this new philosophy of reason and logic and morality and self-improvement, I understand that reading is so fundamental. Quoted by Eddie Griffin, fun to mental, that the exercise of the brain alone evokes imagination, it evokes discernment, it evokes education, because you got to look up words and discover new meanings, and you get context unimaginable if you don't read. Context you can't get from watching TV. So I just segue that to say, the lion's share of your time, if it's on entertainment and gossip and things of that nature, you're doing your mind, body, and soul an absolute disservice by not feeding it what grows it. It's like putting soda in a plant. You know what I'm saying? You want to water that plant. Vibe high.